I'm going to throw a little bit of this part in for you guys, just because I think it is so imperative, especially considering that you're making your resolutions right now. But I hope one of those things that you are going to do is you're going to start prospecting for business again. This kind of fell by the wayside, but this used to be bread and butter kind of stuff, is taking an hour for prospecting. You can call that customers, you can call that relationships, you can call it whatever you want, but making sure that you have at least 1 hour every day where all you're doing is trying to create new business. That has to be part of your resolution. Time blocking is a great way to do that. If you've never been in the business of time blocking, I will show you an example of what time blocking kind of looks like. But when you're focused and you are not doing the loan officer shuffle, which is when you've got Teams open, your phone open, your email open, you've got calls coming in, you've got people running in your office with their hair on fire. This is shut the door, lock the door, turn your phone, put your phone in a drawer. Well, obviously you're going to need to make calls on it, but put any distractions away and just focus in on prospecting. If you've not time blocked before, I assure you we will be having an entire one of these dedicated to time blocking, because I tend to really, really, really believe in time blocking. This is kind of an overall kind of thing that I would suggest, right? From 9 to 10, you answer any emails. From 10 to 11, you review files, touch base with your team. 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., returning those phone calls or doing your prospecting calls. Going out to lunch with an agent, making sure that all of your lunches from now on are business focused, right? So maybe you have 3 a week that are business focused. Maybe you take somebody on your team to lunch. Maybe you take agents to lunch. Maybe you just go find a person in your building who owns that business and ask them to go to lunch. 1 to 3, work on your loans. 3 to 4, prospect and return phone calls again. 4 to 5, answer emails and set your intention for the next day. I know that you do not work a 9 to 5 day. I am fully aware of that. But this is kind of a system by which you will be stunned if you start to work within the confines and the boundaries of time blocking. I will be amazed if you do not see a huge change in how you approach your day. And we'll talk a little bit about the prospecting strategy. Obviously, you want to spend at least an hour a day looking for new business from real estate agents or calling customers back. Use that time blocking so that your time is sacred and special, but so that you can also prepare people for when you do things. I guarantee you've called someone and they've said, "Hey, this is Kelly Yale. Thank you so much for calling. I return phone calls every day from 11 to 12 and from 1 to 3. I'll be looking forward to giving you a call back during those times." Those are just people who time block. Make your calls or videos warm. What I mean by this is we live in a time of social stalking. So if you're going to call a real estate agent who you've never worked with before, stalk them on social, see what you guys have in common, see the people you have in common. If you have a lot of people in common, ask those people to introduce you instead of just saying, "Hey, this is Kelly. I saw you were friends with my friend Ben. I just wanted to connect and be friends." That's one way of doing it. But if you ask Ben and you say, "Hey, can you go to your real estate agent and introduce me?" Huge difference. And then create some buzz with those people. You have to have something to sell them when you're on the phone, right? So whether that is "Hey, listen, just wanted to touch base, meet with you, see what's going on. Don't ask him for coffee unless you really have to, but get them excited about something you're going to be hosting, something you're going to be going to, something that you've learned, something you're going to send them. Create some kind of buzz around your prospecting. And this is from my time blocking, so I just had to shove this in here because it's new year, new me, and I love to tell you guys the things I think are really going to do you a world of good. We tend in this industry to be very, very overly responsive, meaning that you wake up in the morning and you open your phone and you immediately put yourself on someone else's to-do list, right? You literally make someone else's to-do list your to-do list. You don't think of it that way, but you should. If you've got 3 text messages when you wake up from agents, they are literally telling you how your day is going to go. And that's just not the way you should be living. So finding a way to start your day where you are not already involved in someone else's dictation of how your day should go, incredibly important. And then run your day, time block, prospect, meet people, be sort of a selfish control freak when it comes to your time and energy. Remember to use your tools and do something kind every single day. We'll talk about that definitely a little bit later in this, but we will also talk about it in some of the things I'll be teaching you in January. Okay, so that was a big section, right? A lot of information. But let's talk about what action items to take from that. One is you should plan to attend 3 events this month. Go old school, Google it up, find things that you can go to, break out of your comfort zone. Ask a new agent to attend with you. Go together. That's one way you could do it. Go through your database and make sure it's updated and you're happy with all of the marketing that people are receiving. That is a tricky sentence. One is that you have to make sure that you've built up a database enough to go through. 2 is that it's updated with the current information. And 3, that you actually have marketing built in there that is going to be impressive and curate relationships. And then add all human beings, every human being you know, to your database. I cannot stress this enough. You should never meet another person again for as long as you live that you do not put in your database. This is going to become a data game. If you do not believe that, this is probably the wrong training for you. But this is absolutely going to be the difference maker for people who are really successful and people who are not. And there's no other way to really look at that.